What are the legal loopholes in rental property, subletting for landlords? Imagine renting out a property and finding out later that someone else has been living there without your knowledge. Subletting can be tricky, and landlords often face surprises. Some tenants take advantage of vague lease terms or missing clauses to sublet without approval. This can lead to issues like unapproved occupants, short-term rentals, or damage to the property. One common loophole is when the lease does not clearly say whether subletting is allowed or not. If the lease is silent, tenants might assume they can sublet freely. They might rent to someone for a few weeks or even use platforms like Airbnb without asking. This can cause problems with local laws or increase wear and tear on the property. Another loophole is when the lease does not requiring tenants to get written permission before subletting. Without a written approval process, tenants might sublet informally, making it hard for landlords to control who is living there. This can also make it difficult to screen subtenants for suitability. Some leases do not specify whether landlords can charge fees for processing sublets or screening tenants. Without clear language, landlords might end up paying costs for background checks or administrative work without being reimbursed. This can add up over time. Ambiguous lease terms about short-term rentals are also a problem. If the lease does not explicitly forbid using the property for short stays, tenants might rent out the space on platforms like Airbnb or VRBO. This can violate local laws, cause noise complaints, or damage the property. In some cases, lease agreements restrict tenants from breaking their lease early unless they sublet. But laws in many areas requiring landlords to try to find a new tenant if someone breaks a lease. Tenants might challenge lease clauses that for subletting as the only way out. To prevent these issues, landlords should include detailed subletting clauses in their leases. These should specify that all adult occupants must be listed, that written approval is needed before any sublet, and that screening criteria for subtenants are in place. It's also smart to clearly state that short-term rentals are not allowed unless explicitly permitted. Landlords can also add lease amendments if the original lease does not cover subletting well. Requiring a formal sublet agreement signed by the landlord, tenant, and subtenant helps clarify everyone's responsibilities. Regularly monitoring the property and enforcing lease violations promptly can stop unauthorized subletting before it becomes a bigger problem. In some cases, offering tenants the option to end their lease early or transfer it to someone else can be a better solution than fighting unauthorized sublets. Being proactive and clear in lease language helps landlords keep control and avoid legal headaches.